Farina Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. This family started off in 1939 with a family-run business. It still is a family-run business with 3 brothers. Elle and Alessandro Claudio are running the show right now with 45 hectares. We are on the eastern side of the appellation, and we want to go check the wine out. I'm curious to know, like, Stefano is the founder. Stefano Farina is the founder in 1939. Curious to know what he would think about his grandkids, right? Yes, grandkids. Endeavors right now. He would think that this Pinot Grigio is all about the exotic fruit, a little bit of something that smells sweet, although we cannot smell sweetness on our nose. There's a honey, you know, like when you smell the honey, flowers and honey. And some orange peel. You know, it puts me in the mood of a Negroni idea, like the orange side of Negroni. You're gonna be proud about this third generation winemakers. This Pinot Grigio is, I think, is a good expression of 20th century, like a modern Pinot Grigio with the level of fruit. I'm never gonna get bored about talking about this. Bring home ripe fruit, so you don't play on the thiols and other aromatic business that you get out of earlier ripening, earlier picking to retain freshness. Here is ripe fruit, but freshness at the same time. I like that idea of the citrus. I said orange peel at the beginning, but on the palate, the acidity is quite important in this Pinot Grigio. This is not one of those, I think on the aperitif, you need some food because it's quite vertical and refreshing. Sometimes my English goes funny. But, so food, magical food. I'm thinking my mind is going fish. I haven't used that many vegetables with you guys and Pinot Grigio, so I like my veggies, you know. Let me think what would be good here. I think I'd love to have something that my mom used to make. She still does sometimes, actually, is some fennel with bechamel, a little bit of grated cheese in the oven. Gosh, how do you like that? Famiglia Bonotto, Tezze di Piave, so Bonotto delle Tezze. Putting together a winery, a family name, and a place of origin. That is what wine is about, isn't it? What I was gonna say, 1420, you know, 1420. I mean, this family goes back all the way to 1420. Just like, it's so cool to belong to a family that you can trace all the stuff back from, you know, the 1400s. But so where are we? We are in the Middle Eastern part of the appellation. Let's get some wine down for business. The vintage here is 2018, guys, so watch out. Why watch out? Because out in the market, ooh, this is good. Wine in the market is 19. Why do you say it's good? Because there is a wonderful flintiness. Unexpected, to be honest. Flintiness, like minerality. Man, I like this, you know, matches. Anyway, I like this minerality in this Pinot. No traces of decay, like there is good ripe white fruit, and a hint of smoke. You know, this is good. I like the fact that it's very light in body, in alcohol, no burning anything at all. I like the fact that the wine is way more complex than you think. So the palate gets filled in different parts. The acidity is there, crunchiness. zesty power, a little bit of spice in the end, quite lingering actually, with a vegetal note. Once again, these wines that do deliver a little bit of bitterness as well in the end. It's like if I'm eating. Do you ever do it? Like, do you ever eat like acacia flowers? It's awesome if you've never done it. You can make a fantastic cake with yogurt, acacia flowers, and it's boom. But the flower always has a little bit of a bitter finish, and this is exactly what I'm getting right now. I'm taking a walk in a beautiful spring in the Venetian countryside, and I'm eating acacia flowers. Sounds odd. Well, you know, I really do that kind of stuff, but you should do it too. That's how you develop a nose, actually. You get more stuff. Cake, yogurt cake, maybe sweet. No, this guy needs some fatness, so maybe you can play a little bit with that, but you need some fatness. It could be good with a Parmigiana zucchini parmigiana, because aubergine is a little bit more heavy going. I would go zucchini parmigiana, you know, layer cheese, zucchini, cheese, zucchini, cheese, zucchini, cheese, zucchini, and it's gonna be game. La Delizia is a big winery. It's a cup. It was born in 1931. With like 70 winemakers. Today there is 500 of them. Sorry, it's 500 of them, and with 2,000 hectares. So what is it? 2,000, 5, so that 4 hectares each, right? Yes, not that good at math. I mean, I'm okay. I've got an MBA. Can you believe that? I just graduated in economics, and I'm just talking about wine. Well, it was a dissertation about wine, actually, but let's move on. As they say, enough about me. It's about Delizia, Pinot Grigio, Delle Venezie, of course. We are in the far east corner of the appellation, so we go towards the Friuli region, and Tagliamento is the main river over there. You know, it's a massive river that gets down from the Alps all the way down in the fields, you know, with all that happens in terms of orographics. So in other words, what's happening here is that it's quite dark for a Pinot, but you know what's happening? It's 2018. So let's check this wine out, keeping in mind that there is an extra year of aging in comparison to the vintage, the main vintage that we're talking about, which is 19. By the way, I just want to make a point once again, because we're tasting 100 Pinot Grigio delle Venezie, which is like a big endeavor. I'm quite flattered that I've been given this challenge. But what we do, the way we do this is just we crack it open as we do it with you. So sometimes there's surprises like this, I don't know the vintage, whatever, or I'm gonna put my nose into this wine together with you right now. So in this case it's cream. Lots of creaminess here. It feels like almost if the wine went through a little bit of mallow, like there is a butteriness, butter note, like a butter on toast note, and ripe pineapples, apples and pears. You can tell that the vintage here comes up with this extra level of creaminess and very ripe fruit. So this is just to put you in perspective with regards to what expectations are here. I've noticed very often that a lot of people enjoy a wine with that extra level of creaminess. On the palate, there is acidity. Above all, you feel that at the beginning rather than in the end. So creamy texture, acidity, some fruit that is quite ripe. What if we were to go, because like there is a Parmesan aftertaste here. What if we were to go for a Caesar salad? So, you know, like the Parmigiano, mi raccomando, Parmigiano Reggiano, or Grana Padano. So this is actually a good point. Like I think I've talked about extra virgin olive oil. If I haven't, let me know, because I can talk about next time. But like in Pinot Grigio delle Venezie DOC, denominazione di origine controllata, which means that these wines go through 50 different tasting moments by government to have a governmental approval. What happens is that the winemaker is protected with this DOC, making sure that nobody else is going to write down Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. And same happens with other products, such as Parmigiano Reggiano or Grana Padano. So you're going to be knowing where the product is from, and it will be tasting better. And so here we go, Delizia. We saw it a moment ago, and so with this carp, we saw the Pinot Grigio. We're now going for the blush version, just to make sure they put it down on the label. So the rosé version, which is actually kind of like it kind of looks more like an older white. So it looks more like a golden color from the distance. But let's go check it out. Well, you see, I was kind of right. There is a little bit of a blush, like the skin contact here must have been really mild. Because it's more on the gold than it is on the pink or the onion skin. Also, is another 2018. Not too much alcohol. Perfumes are on something in between a mango fruit. I love, it's like mango ice cream, mango sorbet, il sorbetto al mango, with some lemon and sage. How about that? Nice. On the palate, the wine is showing some spiciness, quite kind of like a orange zest, acidity coming through the palate. What are you gonna go for with? I think you need some food, nothing too important, because the wine is quite doesn't have, like, the tunings are not too high here. Okay, so it's just like pretty like this. So I would go for something some more veggies, like that you just we say verdure gratinate. Well, you know what, actually a quiche. Let's go quiche Lorraine. Quiche Lorraine. It doesn't sound very Italian, but hey, you know, you're drinking this stuff everywhere in the world, so go for a quiche Lorraine. Now that I think of it, just go for the quiche Lorraine. What the heck? Recchia, Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. Wait a minute, because sounds like there is a poem here, but you know, I can't read very well, so give me a moment. Il buon vino è ogni volta la sinfonia di 4 movimenti, eseguita al ritmo delle stagioni. Good wine is like the symphony of 4 movements that goes along with the rhythm of the seasons. The sun, the soil, the climate, and the grape varieties. They would modulate the opera, while the winemaker is the solo player, putting down the pace of the opera. How about that, man? I think I gave it like a translation right there for you. So this wine has got pretty mature fruit. It's more on the pears and the lemons, together with the kumquat. Just like kumquat, like what is a kumquat made like? But it's got some exotic power there, and a slightly vegetal note. I think these guys played Recchia family from 1906 played a pretty balanced symphony here, because there is mature fruit, good acidity that is not overpowering the wine, light body, not much alcohol, 12 in alcohol, maybe even a little less. So super light Pinot Grigio. This is one of those cases of refreshing Pinot to crack it open while you are, you know where I am right now? You know, I have all these images that pop up in my mind. Man, it's just feel like I'm opening up to you guys, maybe too much. But I am on a little boat, you know, one of those rowboat, like on a lake, and I'm having some nice cheese board. This bottle of Pinot Grigio. There's another person in front of me with the flower, like a dress with flowers, and it's summer. She's wearing a beautiful hat, and we're just about to go embark, and I'm gonna go read some poetry to her. That's how I'm gonna drink this Pinot. But why didn't you tell me that I was live, man? I was just pink label for Rajo. I was in a Pink Panther mode. This is the name of the wine is Epsilon, and it's Pinot Grigio delle Venezie non-vintage spumante. Let's go check the wine out with you guys. Allora, pomegranate. The first thing that I'm getting straight away is pomegranate. Blush. A little bit, just like slightly pinkish, but not too much. There's a bread crustiness, pastisserie, green apple. The pomegranate is still there. Big mousse. Lots of fruit. Lots of that integration of pomegranate acidity, as I said, but also quite a residual sugar here. This must be an extra brut, or yes, extra dry. Sorry. So there is quite a bit of sugar. It is built that way to have that like light-bodied structure, residual sugar, low acidity level, and what would you go for? Like here with this kind of wine, I even would be able to go for something that is slightly on the dessert version. Not something extra sweet, but I'm in the mood, it might be that I'm influenced by the color, but what all I'm thinking right now is panna e fragole, right? Like maybe like frozen yogurt and strawberries on top, but then it's gonna be difficult maybe for the acidity, but I would give it a shot to play something like this. Or you might want to use for instance, the yogurt as a dipping sauce for some veggies. You know what I'm saying? It's like yogurt and something savory together with the yogurt. A little bit of a Middle Eastern game of food going. Clearly, like with a packaging like this is aimed to the young crowd. It sounds like it's something for a maybe evening even situation with friends. You just open in the cold ice and go for it. Well, cheers to all the young crowd, guys. Decanto Pinot Grigio delle Venezie from Riondo Collis. We've seen this winery before. It's a big winery with over 6,000 hectares and 1,800 vigneron. So it's a big crop. I mentioned before state-of-the-art technology for these people, which means less human intervention. Paradox? Yes, it's a paradox, but it's reality. Because when you have good, high-quality technology, it means that you use less chemistry into the bottle. Un altro 2018. 2018. So this battery was about the 18 vintage. But I wouldn't have guessed because it's very clear, bright, transparent. Yes, there is a little bit of a darker hues over there. The golden color is just coming like brighter and more golden than you usually see in Pinot. On the palate, on the nose is ripeness. Like in this case, is on the red apples, the skin of the red apples, or just when you crack open the apple. You know what I'm saying? I actually hear the sound. And together with that, there's a like sweetness, like vanilla sweetness, and a green note. That's some lemon as well. This Pinot is quite there's a big volume, very creamy, a little bit of sweetness that comes from the ripeness of the fruit. This is super ripe fruit. There might be a little bit of residual sugar, but it's not annoying. It's like the sticky sometimes you get from residual sugar. The acidity comes back up to clean your mouth. So right now, after a little bit, so the aftertaste is quite long. This is quite complete Pinot that is easy to be enjoyed by itself. Is perfect, I think, to play on aperitivo, momento. I don't know when I think Pinot Grigio, I think swimming pool and nice aperitivos, but you can even walk on the seashores. You just do whatever you want, but as long as in terms of like you can bring whatever food you want here. Not too heavy though, because this is not a massive structured white, so you gotta play always a little bit down, above all with the extra flavors, like for instance, like pork ribs with all the smokiness. It wouldn't work. But if you go down the path of something with a little bit of like cheese fatness, how about that? How about a beautiful cheese platter? Not all aged cheese, but you want to go for like marzolino. You know what marzolino is? Is sheep cheese that comes from Marzo, from March. So it's quite soft, and you can have it with fava beans. Al contadin non far sapere quanto è buono il cacio con le pere. Did you know that one? It's not fava beans, but it's pears. Pears and sheep cheese. And you have a perfect Italian aperitivo. I was almost forgetting. Talking about the Consorzio delle Venezie, the DOC delle Venezie appellation. Well, first of all, you get to know that the world of Pinot Grigio, the vineyards of Pinot Grigio in the planet, are basically 50% almost in Italy. And guess what? 85% of it are in Delle Venezie appellation. How many winemakers produce Pinot Grigio in this area? There is 324 of them, and 39 are copes. So within the copes, there is even more winemaker. So in other words, there's hundreds of winemakers that produce this beautiful white wine of Italy, by the way, the most recognized Italian variety. In the past, this wine used to be pretty like dilute, and in the 90s was like a very small percentage of vines was Pinot Grigio, roughly was 3,000 hectares. Today is 26,000 hectares of Pinot Grigio. And right now, this Pinot Grigio is way more fruit-driven, way more complexity, above all, way more length. In the past, it was kind of dilute and neutral. Right now, there is spices, there is minerality, and way more complexity. Basically, this appellation has brought a brand new revolution. As of 2017, this is how young the Consorzio is. By the way, the largest Consorzio in Italy, across 3 regions, Trentino, Veneto, and Friuli. Boom! Where is the revolution? Revolution is the fact that there is vineyards, new vineyard management, young entrepreneurs, young vigneron. They're all there making sure that the world can drink the delicious Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. Are you wondering what to pair with your Pinot Grigio? Well, there's plenty ways to go. First of all, Pinot Grigio with its spiciness, natural spiciness, is perfect with an aperitivo moment. That's, I think, the best you can do. So like little nibbles of course, like fried fish, sushi, guacamole and chips. I mean, that kind of stuff. I think there is no better variety, no better wine than Pinot Grigio delle Venezie to go for. Do you want to have pasta with Pinot Grigio? Of course you should have pasta. It's an Italian product at the end of the day. So, pasta. Well, with pasta, I would be quite cautious with I would go with some light sauces. You know, like you want to go like light fish sauce, or you can go like some pasta with veggies, beautiful risotto that you can have it with, you know, like beautiful risotto, like because of the cheese, the fatness of the cheese, the acidity of Pinot Grigio is gonna cut through it and make it as a perfect food companion. I would refrain from heavy ragu sauces or risotto with, I don't know, like bone marrow risotto. That could be a little bit too much. You need something with heavier body. Main course? Well, main course you can work with, you know, like white meat, chicken, of course fish, but not fish that you're gonna cook for too long. You want something that is like lightly like steamed or baked, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, dash of lemon, salt, boom, off you go. Pinot Grigio is basically the ultimate Italian white wine. And what is the Italian kitchen about? Simplicity. 1, 2, maybe 3 ingredients and off you go.